If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.
Hello, kitties. This is yours truly, the Crypt Keeper, and you're listening to Slasher Radio.
Welcome to Slasher Radio with the host Mikey Bones and Rob Humphrey. I told you.
Jesus Christ.
I told you this was going to be a problem. Yeah, we're back. It's a little chaotic, but that's okay. We are joined by a very special guest. A lot of people have heard from her recently, a lot through the mailbag. If you're on the Twitters and all those things, you are very familiar with Carly, but we are joined by Carly this week. Carly, how are you?
I'm good. I'm here.
You're a brave soul, and we appreciate you hopping on with us.
I'm excited.
We did a little diving into kind of trying to get a gauge because we had the whole Conjuring thing that we went through with you, Carly.
Right, of course.
So we were trying to get a real gauge on Carly's horror consumption and her general interests among the genre. Patreon show is interesting. Easter egg as well.
I feel like the 80s isn't too fair to judge all of my opinions off of.
But yet here we are.
That's probably true, but we had to pick a list.
Right. No, of course. I'm not saying don't judge my taste too harshly yet.
All right. Well, I will judge your taste on what we're going to be talking about tonight.
I never stop judging everyone's taste.
That's true, too. Obviously, you can see the title. We're talking about The Grudge. Excuse me. This is a Patreon show. I'm trying to go through the run of this show without going the fuck off on Tim, is what's happening right now.
I went to Tim's. Tim has a Facebook group for his show,
Dummies of Horror.
And I always go into, it's one of the groups I always go to and post my sort of now watching post, which you guys see on Twitter and stuff, I'm sure. I posted The Grudge, and then in parentheses next to it, though, I put now watching. In parentheses, I put because Tim's an asshole. And I tagged him in it, and I was hoping he would see that and feel some shame about what he's done.
Good.
I don't think it's worked, though, because he reacted to it with a laughing emoji.
Son of a bitch.
I wanted him to feel shame, and also because they mocked me on their show this week.
Oh, yeah, you showed me that.
Yeah.
Okay, Tim, I'm all for that. Yeah, Carly, he had sent me a clip of Dummies of Horror. They were talking about Rob. Bravo on that one, Tim.
What were they saying?
They were making fun of his taste in horror, what he thinks about movies and how he rates them. Spot on. Accurate. I can't argue that.
Bullshit.
I know that was probably really hard for you, Rob.
Yeah, it was traumatic.
I'm sure.
But the nonsense is going on here. Look, there's a lot of Patreon shit. Let's just get through that. I'm trying to be professional here, but Tim is creating a fucking thing. There's a lot going on that the listeners might not be aware of. But this is a Patreon show. We're forced to watch this movie. The patrons vote. There's one episode a month where they vote, and we come down to what we're going to watch. We have no control. Last year, a lot happened on the show with The Ring. And Rob, would you like to disclose the message that Tim sent you? Because any new listeners, we just go back and listen. The Ring nonsense. We were tortured by The Ring for a whole year on this show. And now, I don't know why, but Tim is trying to do it to us again.
Yeah, so I sent Tim a message that said, "You're making me watch The Grudge." And then he said, "It's more for Mikey, but yes, I want to make The Grudge this year's Ring for you guys."
Son of a bitch.
And then I replied, "God damn it." And then he replied, "Love you." So there you go.
Harley, can you believe this?
That's really not good. I think I'm going to actually go ahead and bow out.
You're here at the beginning of all this is the problem.
I think if that's the case, this will be my one and only.
I mean, I wouldn't blame you, to be honest with you. But the ring nonsense that we went through for a whole year with Chris, it one bit of the year on the slashies, like it was, it was bittersweet.
And then look, I stand by the slashy. That was a good slash. I feel like that was a good slash. It was a good bit. And not a good bit, but his commitment to the bit. And
right.
It defined the year.
Yeah. But the hell that we went through, the hell that Chris went through, he's a battered man from that war, dude. He's not the same.
Yeah.
No one came out of that a winner. As iconic as it was, now Tim is doing this. Do we know why he's doing this, Rob?
Oh, yeah, because he's Tim. That's why he's doing it. This is just the way he is. See, he comes on and you think he's, everybody just thinks he's this nice Australian guy or whatever, but he's evil. I'm pretty sure of that.
All right, look, Tim, I didn't do anything. I've done nothing but been nice, cordial, a gentleman. And I even went out and got Bundaberg, oy, and all that stuff. Why you got to do me like this? I feel like me and Tim should have come to an agreement on the side of something you would hate and I wouldn't. And that's what he could have went with. And Tim, there's still time to do that, is all I'm saying.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, man. This is the way the man behaves.
Kind of seems like bit plagiarism.
Oh, she just called him a biter.
Yeah, she did.
Oh, shit. Wow.
You've been called out by Carly, Tim.
Sorry, I'm calling it how I see it.
Wrong card to pull. This is a good move right there.
Yeah.
That's a chess move right there. All right. But before we go any further, too, we had a lot going on. Speaking of the Patreon, it's been so much. It's been a little chaotic. And I have to find a list because, well.
Right, well, worth mentioning before we get away from Tim, which I'm sure we'll return to Tim later. But Dummies of Horror, check it out this week. They started a new thing that they're going to be doing for a long time now. It sounds like where they're going through different subgenres each episode and talking about one movie from that subgenre, but then sort of talking about the subgenre throughout it also. And I really like it. And you should listen to it anyway, because they're funny guys and it's a great show. But I think this new thing they're doing is cool.
Agreed. Yeah, Dummies of Horror is great. Despite what Tim is doing. See, Tim, look, we talk so nice to you, dude. Like, well, look, come on, man. Why are you doing this to us? God damn. Yes, go check out Dummies of Horror. All right. I had to regroup after that mentally. But we got a lot of stuff going on the Patreon. Just before we get to anything else, we got Drink Roll Call to get to. We got a mailbag to get to, which is kind of lengthy. And we got to talk about this damn movie. And we'll talk about all the movies that didn't make it this week as well. But we did have some people that joined the Patreon. Big shout out to Illyria got the hose, Rob.
All right, little Australian girl
from down on there's so many Australians going around. Speaking of Australians, Spyro, Mecha Spyro also, he joined in free tier?
Sure.
Now he's patron.
Nice. Good job, Spyro. And a lot of Australians. We're big in Australia and Ohio, apparently.
What is this algorithm? What do we do that appeals to Australians and people from Ohio?
Surprisingly similar, I think. Australians and Ohioans.
Kinda. If you think about it. Nate also rejoined the Patreon.
Welcome aboard, Nate. Welcome back, Nate.
Re-aboard.
Yeah.
Also, Mystic and Vivi also up their tier. So Vivi also got the hose, Rob.
All right. Good job, Mystic and Vivi.
Yes, and Mystic went up to, I think, the fucking tier 2. So, Mystic, we appreciate you guys, Vivi. You and your fish balls, we appreciate those as well. Nate and Illyria and Spyro, too. The community is growing.
Although I'm going to have to ask Vivi to stop ruining our movie nights.
How does she ruin them?
She's always picking terrible movies.
She didn't pick this one.
And I feel like she's voting for the wrong stuff. Like, we could have had the greatest movie night ever this week, and instead we watched whatever the fuck that dumb movie was Chris picked.
You are a son of a bitch. Carly, every week we have the movie night in the Discord, and it's supposed to be a horror movie, and he's been, what were you trying to put up?
Well, a couple of weeks ago was Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah. And he throws a fit when it's not listed for the vote. And he almost got us to watch Twilight. He came so fucking close.
I don't know why Twilight is so contested. Like, why wouldn't
here we go. Because why would I watch Twilight? Why?
Because it's so good. Maybe.
You happy, Rob?
I mean, I didn't say all that.
I'll never lie about loving Twilight.
Right. How do you feel about Smokey and the Bandit?
I've never heard of that in my life.
Shocker.
All right. You need to go watch Smokey and the Bandit. It might be the most important movie ever made.
The most important?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean,
don't waste your time, Carly. Don't listen.
Burt Reynolds, Sally Field, and Jackie Gleason. You can't beat it.
I feel like I owe it to the movie to probably watch it at some point.
Absolutely. I want to report back.
I'll be the judge of how important it is.
No, the problem is Rob has to turn every single thing that we do or is done in the world into pissing me off. That's the problem here.
That's a little much. Not everything that's done in the world.
Anything you can control, you take the opportunity. If you have an opportunity to turn something into pissing me off, you will take it.
How am I pissing you off? I'm just trying to show you good cinema, Mikey. Smokey and the Bandit's great.
Someone asked me, and I can't remember who it was, why you put up Twilight. And I said, he doesn't want to watch Twilight. He wants to watch me watch Twilight, is what's going on here. That is why he put you, a lying son of a bitch. That's why you put it up.
That might be the best description of exactly what's happening here. But yeah.
Yeah, this is fucking trying to bullshit. I know why you're doing it. And he's in the Discord going, oh, I want to watch it, and trying to be all fucking diplomatic towards this movie. And I know why you want to watch the fucking thing. Fans of the movie are popping in. He's agreeing with them.
I will say that if we had watched Twilight for movie night, I might actually enjoy Twilight. You know what I mean?
Mikey, have you ever seen Twilight like at all?
My mother was obsessed with Twilight. No, that is very much not true. Yeah, I have been engulfed with Twilight in my life. I have never sat and watched any of the movies. I have probably seen all of the movies in their entirety from walking past the living room while my mom was watching them at some point in time. That's
You'll
how
watch
much.
them with your mom, but not with me. That hurts.
I didn't watch them.
I don't know what isn't so alluring to you about that green filter over everything.
It's not. Look, I'm just not going to watch a bunch of vampires and glitter. It's not a movie for me.
They don't even glitter that much. It's just like a couple times.
The fact that you said that much at the end of that sentence is a problem. It's just not a movie for me. Like, it's a love story, and like, I'm just not going to, it's not for me. Any movie like that is not going to be for me. This is all I'm saying.
It's worth giving it one watch, though, like one chance. It's so good.
Do you consider that a horror movie, though, Carly?
No.
Okay, beautiful.
But
That's
it's
fine.
like a vampire movie, so it lives in the same like universe.
God damn it.
I mean, in a very real sense, it is a vampire versus a werewolf.
It is. That's true. Well,
It's essentially Dracula versus the Wolfman.
okay. It's not. I don't want to like get too deep into the Twilight lore, but technically the wolves in Twilight aren't actual werewolves.
Don't go down this road with him, Carly. Don't let him drag you down this road. He's trying to be annoying. He knows what he's doing. Don't fall for it.
I'm just saying technically, and Stephanie Meyer has said that there are werewolves, like actual werewolves in the Twilight universe, like in the like traditional sense, but the wolves that we see are not that. The Quileutes, they are not werewolves. They're descendant of wolves, and they're shifters.
Yeah, they're little teen boys. Like, they're teenage wasn't that their age range boys that turn into wolves and have glitter on?
Yeah, no, the werewolves don't have any glitter on. That's only the vampire.
I don't know. I thought they all glittered. It made sense to me. I don't know.
No. Only the vampires can glitter. The werewolves just get fur.
All right. Well, are we done talking about Twilight? You happy now, Rob?
I'm really happy to just let you guys talk about Twilight for a while.
This son of a bitch got his way a little bit. I fucking hate you.
As a matter of fact, I almost started up Love is Blind. I was going to let you guys go.
God damn it. This is what you do. This is what you do.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. Drink roll call. Drink roll call. What are you guys drinking?
I have spiced rum and Diet Pepsi.
Respectful.
I have Smirnoff vanilla vodka and Diet Dr. Pepper.
Oh, all right.
Okay. Okay, I like that.
It sounds actually pretty good.
Yeah.
It is delicious, actually.
I went to the liquor store today. I sent you guys a picture. Oh, let me just go up on Patreon. I sent you guys a picture of what I got.
Check this out. Oh my God. Oh,
Good Lord, man.
Oh, what's wrong?
All
are
right.
the
So,
whiskey and colas flavored, or is it just whiskey and cola?
Whiskey and cola.
all right. So you can drink that. That's fine.
I'm drinking that right now.
The Blackberry Crown Royal, you gift that to some woman somewhere.
Shut up.
I think you need to like not knock it till you try it. Also, Crown Royal's like thing is their flavored whiskeys.
Yeah.
Well, that's
To my knowledge.
That's a new thing for young people who don't know how to drink. Mikey drinks like a child.
I just like don't. It's still just like whiskey. Like it's gonna get you just as drunk.
Yeah, but it's blackberry flavored. Come on. Drink like a man.
It tastes better.
What's so wrong about a blackberry?
Drink like a grown man, Mikey, or don't drink.
I just don't know. I feel like you're equating like something has to taste bad to be a grown man's drink.
Look, I'm thinking like back in the day. All right, you had to pay your dues if you wanted to get drunk.
A glass of scotch.
Ain't no fucking cowboy ever order up a fucking Blackberry Crown Royal at the bar. All right, they didn't stop by the saloon to get a peach Crown Royal. They fucking drank whiskey like a goddamn man.
If they had it back then, they 100% would have done that. 100%.
No,
yes.
No.
They also weren't making like all the like fruity little cocktails back in the day. So the girls were knocking back like whiskey and ale and beer too.
Yeah, everybody drank the same hard shit.
Yeah, but women get a pass, men do not, Mikey.
God damn
Drink
it.
like a man.
I disagree, Mikey. I think your drink choice is fine.
Thank you, Carly.
Carly, you are not here to disagree with me.
Sorry.
Don't make me sorry. Defend me. Help me. Help me.
I think the drink is fine. I think it's fine.
Should I send a picture of my drink?
No.
I was going to say, I took a picture of my drink. It's not very interesting, but it is in a cool cup.
I swear, I would like to see your cup, Carly. Rob Humphrey, I swear to God, if you do what I think you're doing right now, like you did last week, drop your phone and stop it.
You don't know what I'm doing?
If I see my phone go off with a message from you, I'm going to be really mad. Anyway, what they were referring to, Rob's been giving me shit for weeks about my Blackberry Crown Royal. I did get a bottle of Blackberry Crown Royal from Liquor Store today, but I also am specifically drinking, which I'm very proud of. I didn't even know existed. I'm was very excited to try, is Crown Royal in a can.
Yeah, I've never seen Crown Royal in a can.
Yeah.
Like that. I do like a Crown of Cola is good, yeah.
I'll tell you what, man, that's what I'm saying. Straight Crown, straight Cola, and 7%. 7%'s not bad. Rob Humphrey.
I just hate whiskey. I can't really weigh in on this too much.
Carly, do you see what he did?
Sent his. Sorry, Mikey. It's tough.
Is this right, Carly? Is this right to do?
This one's not so bad.
Yes, it is. It's pretty bad.
It's not so bad. It's kind of funny a little bit.
Rob sent me a picture of the screaming Sicilian mustache on the goddamn cup. Stop doing that. Throw that fucking thing away.
No, it's right here behind me, so I can always reach it. You know that. We talked about this. Carly, you gotta. The pizza's not good, but having a mustache comes in handy.
Yeah, no, for sure.
If you can go to the grocery store and just punch one out of the back of the cardboard and walk out with
Not
it,
have to purchase the like frozen pizza. Yeah.
that'd be the way to go.
I had to send you a picture of my cup over email, by the way.
Over email? Did you fax it over
Twitter wouldn't let me send it.
All right. Hold on. We got into the mailbag. We didn't this first fax we ever got on the show.
Yeah. Go check the fax machine.
Is there? Oh, okay. Hold on. I'll send it in the group. Hold on. I got to scan it real quick.
Yes, not our Twitter ban that I'm under right now.
Oh, yeah. Carly was bad. That's a cool cup, Carly.
That is a cool cup.
Fun. My aunt and uncle got it for me for Christmas.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. You got a Spud McKinsey over there?
Yeah, that is like one of my prized possessions. It's one of the bar lights from the 90s.
Yeah,
I found it on
Spuds
eBay.
McKinsey. You remember Spuds McKinsey, Maggie?
No.
Oh, it was a big deal back in the day.
The party animal, come on.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
You know it. There was like Super Bowl commercials. It's the Bud Light mascot.
I don't remember. The whiskey and cola, the Crown and Colas, though, incredible. Honestly, Rob.
Oh, good.
Sound good.
Yeah.
Good. You can just throw that blackberry shit away then.
Nope.
You don't need it.
No, Mikey, I think you should take like a shot of the blackberry right now just to prove a point.
He was doing that the other night.
What are you trying to do to me here? We were just doing that last night. No, I'm not going to do it. No, you're always trying to get me in trouble. Trying to get me banned on Twitter. The last time, for the record, though, I got banned on Twitter was after I watched an episode of American Horror Story.
Oh, I remember that.
I was so mad at that 80s slasher season. I went on Twitter and just went off because I was so excited and I was so mad and let down after I seen it.
Yeah.
And American Horror Story has some diehard fans.
Yeah, they do. I was also really excited for that season and it was a letdown. I have this, not to go off on another tangent. I was going to say, I have this like thing with Ryan Murphy where he can only make like the same show like at the same time. So like when he was doing like Dahmer Monster, that season of American Horror Story, like New York was just Dahmer repackaged. Like he can't like do two different things at the same time.
That's fair. And maybe you should stop then. Just saying. Do something else. Anyway.
I will not handle this Ryan Murphy slander.
I love Ryan Murphy. I love pretty much all of his shows. I just don't think that he can do two different things at the same time. They have to be like really similar.
That might be true.
Like New York, there's no excuse for New York and Dahmer to have come out like at the times they did, and then like he was working on them like in very quick succession, and they're exactly the same. Like they even like look the same, like cinematography wise.
I didn't watch that season. I haven't seen very many seasons of American Horror Story. I like the Dahmer show though. I thought that was good.
I thought it was really good. I love it.
Yeah.
Years, though.
I did not like the Menendez brothers one that much.
I haven't even watched that one.
It's okay. It's not great. But you know, Ryan Murphy went to my high school.
Is that true? Like
I could have been him. Yes. I mean, he was like 10 years before me, but I could have been him. I chose not to. I chose to do this show instead.
Look at you.
I'm directing multiple hit TV series. I decided I would be the co-host of Slasher Radio.
Yeah.
With a cardboard mustache on my cup. What a winner.
I would have the cardboard mustache no matter what.
Son of a bitch. All right. Is that it? I think that's it. All right. Mailbag 917-397-KILL.
Trace the call. It's coming from inside the house.
917-397-5455. You can leave a text message, voicemail for the show. Very popular way to get into the mailbag is the Patreon. I'm looking through so many tabs right now. Is the Patreon, patreon.com/radio. It is very busy over there. You guys are losing your minds. I don't know what's happening. There's storms brewing.
I think I actually spurred that, like the activity in the comments.
I wouldn't know anything about it because I don't have access to the Patreon.
Do have access to the Patreon. Carly, you know what? We need you to be a mole.
A mole and like figure out what the listeners are saying.
Yeah, like just kind of get in there, talk to a couple people, blend in, act like you're one of them, and report back.
I'll try my best. I'll start gathering some intel.
Thank you. Oompa Loompas aren't doing shit.
Keep an eye on Tim's Australian ass over there. I don't know what he's doing.
We don't know what's happening right now, but we need as much help as we can get on this one. We think we're trying to stop it before it starts, and it's already too late.
After this episode, I'm going dark. I'll go undercover.
Hell yeah. See, Rob, there you go. Yeah, text messages are read by Ghostface. All the messages are read by Ghostface, and the voicemails we play them, we discuss them. I haven't done a voicemail. Anyway, here we go.
Hello, hosts and listeners. Ghostface here with more messages from the mailbag. The first message is from last week's episode, and it is from Mystic. I prefer Jensen and Jared in Supernatural for sure, but it was fun seeing them in My Bloody Valentine 3D and Friday the 13th. Not the best horror movies I have ever seen, but fun watches nonetheless. I agree with Greg, they belong in the horror genre as opposed to romantic comedies.
Okay.
Well, if you're agreeing with Greg, you're already off to a bad start. And those boys don't belong acting in anything because they can't do it.
Whoa.
They should be...
I like Supernatural.
Bartenders at an Applebee's or something is more their speed.
One of them is in like Gossip Girl or something. That's not true. Might have been a lie.
The fact that
I don't know what to do with that. If you told me you did, you made it up. I'm like, I don't know.
I didn't. I think he's in something along the lines of Gossip Girl. It might not be Gossip Girl. The tall one, Jared Padalecki is.
I need you to refer to them by their appropriate names, which is either My Bloody Valentine or Friday the 13th, because I don't know the difference between the two.
Friday the 13th is in like some like girly like sitcom drama show.
I bet it was the Gilmore Girls. Everybody was in Gilmore Girls. I think
that is what it is. That sounds a lot more correct than Gossip Girl or that one.
You ever watch Gilmore Girls, Mikey?
God, no. It is very funny, though, how quickly Carly picked up on Talking Rob right there. It was very good.
Yeah, I need you to, I don't know the difference between the two. I just know neither one of them can act.
I liked Supernatural. I watched like the first 12 seasons and then it was just too much, but I watched the seasons a lot.
First 3 episodes, I think, and I was like, fuck this show.
It's definitely a little cheesy.
Yeah. a little cheesy. All right, next message.
The next message is from last week's Patreon show, Daily Dead's 8 horror films that get too much hate list, and it is from Carly.
You don't have to listen
The original Blair Witch Project is so good. It's one of the only movies that actually freaks me out. Wild statement from Greg. A movie that I think gets too much hate is Ma from 2019. I definitely think there are things that could be changed to make the movie better. But overall, I think Octavia Spencer's performance is incredible. Plus, the movie keeps me entertained and holds my attention. There's a lot of moments of just saying, "What the fuck?" out loud.
I just never stopped talking, huh?
I was going to say, why do you include a message from Carly on an episode where we have Carly?
Because if we had anything to say about it, she can answer for it. It's a good time to do it.
All right.
It's the most fair way.
I agree with everything she said. I don't see hate for Ma, though. Like, I think people just don't acknowledge it very much.
I definitely have seen more hate than praise.
Yeah, probably. It's a good, I enjoy it. It's not really, I wouldn't even know if I'd call it a good movie, but it's fun. Like, I think I have the Blu-ray because it is fun to watch Octavia Spencer lose her fucking mind. Like, it's a good time.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy. I actually rewatched it like recently because I was just like thinking about it a bunch. And the kid that plays like the main girl's little love interest, he was on a show that I caught like the tail end of as like growing up. He was like on Disney's Girl Meets World. And like Octavia Spencer like makes out with him in the movie. And I was like, that is just like so strange that Octavia Spencer is making out with Farkle from Girl Meets World.
That is kind of strange, yeah. I guess.
I was like, whoa, I forgot this happened when I was like rewatching it.
Octavia Spencer, of course, also in the greatest horror movie ever made, The Shape of Water.
She is not a horror movie. Isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Where would you put The Shape of Water, Mikey?
Romance, sci-fi at best.
It's not sci-fi. It takes place like in the past, I think, right?
I mean, whatever you call it.
She doesn't have an iPhone.
I know, but like, I don't know what to call it exactly. It's not a horror movie, though.
I think it's like kind of like a gothic romance almost, like in like thematics.
They took the gothic out of it, though, is the thing. Like, and look, if it's a movie, you can make this a horror movie. They just didn't even try for those vibes.
We've been over this, Mikey. It's a modern day Universal monster movie. That's all it is. It's great.
No, it's not. It's a love story. It's a love movie. It's a romance movie.
There's love stories in all
But it is a monster movie, though.
All those Universal monster movies have love stories in them. That's the impetus for all of them.
Frankenstein gets married. Frankenstein's monster gets married.
Right, but the tones of those movies were so much darker. That's the thing. Like, the tones make such a difference. Then Godzilla's a horror movie.
Godzilla never got no love story in it.
It doesn't matter. They have the little girl in the movie. Kind of, sort of.
Definitely make the argument that it like falls under like a horror romance.
I'm not doing it. No. Damn it, Carly. Damn it. We got to Rob agreed with everything you said, and then we had to go off into The Shape of Water for no reason. You upset me. Damn it. Next message. Damn Shape of Water.
The next message is from EyeRChris from last week's episode. This should carry weight from me. The Conjuring films are fine. They are good paranormal films. But to say they are based on true stories is a crime, especially for The Conjuring 2. In the actual events, the Warrens tried to show up, and the second they were like, we can make money off this, they were thrown out and to pound fucking sand. The English recognized they were drifting cults and kicked them out in the same day. Also, it's not a hot take to like the F-13 remake.
I kind of disagree with him a little bit because I feel like the Conjuring movies are really just a strict documentary of exactly how heroic the Warrens were.
They left out Ed Warren's 17-year-old mistress.
They left out facts of what happened with, as far as them in the investigations too, like all of them. You know, like it's
well. The third movie, you saw that one, right, Mikey? That terrible one.
I've seen all of them.
So I've heard that apparently the reason there's not a whole lot of the courtroom stuff of the actual trial in there is the judge banned the Warrens, or at least Ed Warren, from the courtroom.
It's all because, they had nothing to do with the reality. Like, they tried to make it real. And that's a big problem for me. You know, because it's kind of like cheating.
They're based on true stories. It's just not very faithful retelling.
Nope. The Warrens are heroes. They had a perfect marriage and they were perfect people. I'll hear nothing else.
You stop that. And I'm not trying to act like this is the first time it's ever been done. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I go on about a lot. It was some dude that made lampshades out of skin or whatever. Like, you know, there was no chainsaw. There was no nothing, any of that, you know, and
yeah.
But that's what I was going to say. They kind of twisted the based on a true story and just tried to attach themselves. Like, they picked any name they could out of those investigations, Amityville and all that, to tie it to reality, to kind of give it that level. They tried to Blair Witch it, kind of, sort of, in a way.
Well, they tried to say it was like cursed. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and they tricked a lot of people, man. A lot of people didn't do their research and just fucking heard it and went with it. And here we are today with the Warrens. I'm not going down the Warrens road.
And if you're going to find two actors who look spot on like Ed and Lorraine Warren, it has to be Patrick Wilson. That's exactly what they look like.
That's exactly what those characters were. And they tried to tie it to reality. And that's a big problem. You know, especially when your movie's bad. But let's not forget about that. Those movies are bad. You guys are wrong.
The first two are good. That third one's garbage.
Anyway, moving on. Carly, you said you didn't like The Nun and all them, right?
No. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I do not like The Nun. Some of the Annabelles I think are fun. I haven't seen the La Llorona one.
The La Llorona one is awful. So bad.
I heard as much. I didn't even bother with it.
And there's one Annabelle one that's okay. That the one that was like the prequel or whatever. That one was all right.
Yeah, the one with all the adoptees like living in the house.
Yeah.
I like that's probably my favorite one out of the Annabelles.
That one was okay.
Yeah.
I didn't like any of the other ones though.
That's fair. No, I totally agree.
All right. Where's the mailbag?
The next message is from last week's episode, and it is from Vivi. Sixth Sense is a great movie. I agree with you, Rob. Mikey, saying it's mid is just rude.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Stop being a rude dick, Mikey.
It's a mid movie.
Jesus.
It's a mid movie.
It is not. It's really good, especially the first time you watch it is a crazy experience.
Not really.
It's an awesome movie.
Would you call it a crazy experience, Rob?
It's M. Night Shyamalan's best movie, second to Trap.
Trap is an amazing experience also. But for a much different reason. Trap, I've said this time and time again, M. Night Shyamalan made the best comedy of 2024. He just didn't know that's what he was making. Because that movie's fucking wild.
I think that movie shows off his genius and his artistry.
See, I think it shows off the fact that he has no idea how anything in the real world actually functions, and he just makes it up as he goes.
I love the main guys like acting as that like character though. It's so like it's so good. The whole time me and my roommate were watching it, and I was I was like the like CIA are like pranking him. Like they all know it's him.
Right.
And then like he just keeps going, and I'm like, surely at the time the pop star is going to his house, like the police are going to stop this. I was like so certain they were like playing him, like making fun of him, and they were not.
Did you see Trap, Mikey?
No.
Mikey.
Oh, it's amazing.
Hit that vape and watch it.
I sat in the theater shoving popcorn in my mouth, just laughing and giggling like a fucking idiot the whole time. It's so ridiculous.
It's an incredible experience.
All right. That may be so. The Sixth Sense is not.
The Sixth Sense is amazing. I don't know what your problem is. It's a good movie.
It's fine. It's fine. It's mid. Yeah, whatever. It's not that big of a deal.
It is not mid. It's so good.
I never understood the praise from that movie. I never understood. Ever.
You need to listen to Vivi more. Stop being a dick.
I'm sure she would agree with you. All right. Next message.
The next message is from last week's Easter egg on Patreon. Amber is sweet.
Short message. That was from Mystic, by the way. That was nice.
Oh, all right.
I agree. Amber's very sweet.
Yeah, Amber's sweet. I don't know what the hell that was in reference to or anything else, but okay.
It was from the Easter egg post. So, just us bullshitting. So,
all right.
Just thought Amber was sweet. And you know what? Mystic, you're right.
Yeah, you're correct.
Yeah. All right. One more message.
The last message is a text message. Is from either Greg or Amber. It reads, Oi, I just got done listening to the Hot Takes episode with Darth Gregor, and his opinions are on point. With the absence of Kitty Cat, you should let him be the third member of your show until she returns. I also checked out his TikTok, and he seems to know what he is doing when it comes to tournaments, so y'all desperately need him to help you in your Murder March madness. Thank you. Goodbye.
All right.
Well, that answers the mystery.
We got a bit of a Roger situation here, I think.
Well, there you go. That answers the question. When it comes from the same number, it's hard to tell. All right. We're cooking up something for Murder Madness a little different. We're still working out the kinks. Murder Madness does start next week. So we're on brand here.
Yep. Which means we will have those kinks worked out no later than next Saturday afternoon.
Yep. So yeah, we're kind of sort of cooking on that. But yeah, last week's episode with Greg talking about hot takes was fun.
That's a word.
Yeah, it brought me joy. I wasn't aggravated at all when Greg was on.
At least he's correct about Terrifier.
Oh, Carly. I was going to hit the regular Greg button. But you just made my finger go over.
Kick him in the dick.
To anger. What? Would you bring that up? What's going on?
I just feel like he needs to know there's camaraderie between Terrifier haters.
That's bullshit. Okay, so wait a minute. Hold on. I don't remember our first interactions, and I could be wrong about Terrifier. You said they were fine. No,
I said
no.
The third one is fine-ish.
But you think they're that bad?
I don't think they're good.
But that bad. Greg calls them one of the biggest pieces of shits ever in the history of the world. He's that low on it. You agree with that?
I don't think it's the worst horror movie ever made. I wouldn't go that far. I just dislike it a lot.
That's fucked up. You gotta live with that. That's something you gotta live with.
But me. I will concede that Lauren Levera and David Howard Thornton are great performers. I do think they do a really good job.
Okay. And the effects, you don't think they're fun? You don't have a good time with them?
They're fine.
Damn.
I have appreciation for what they do. I just hate the movie.
Damn. Fucked up.
That's just how it is.
Thrown off by that a little bit. That's fucked up. I don't know why. I'm thrown off as to why you would have brought it up in the first place. Damn.
The episode was brought up. I don't know.
Damien Buffet said bait. That's really funny.
I'm just sitting here listening because Carly's on fire. I'm just going to let her cook.
You proud of yourself, Carly? What the hell, man? He's Rob. You don't agree with Greg and Rob is who you're agreeing with.
They're right about Terrifier.
Sometimes you have to admit you have the problem first, Carl.
It's just, I've tried. I've watched it multiple times and every time gone in with such an open mind and I just despise it.
Breaking my heart. Just so you know.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't know if anybody's seen Terrifier 2 more than me, and I still don't like it.
You're ridiculous. Damn it. I'm not even mad about this, Carly. I'm hurt.
Sorry.
From you, I'm hurt. Robin Grab gets anger. I'll admit. You, it's hurt.
Time will heal the wound.
I don't know. Depends on what you say about this movie we're coming up to. That is the end of the mailbag, I believe. Yes, it is. Beautiful. All right. So we're going to take a real quick break and we're going to be back with Patreon stuff and the Grudge.
Fuck you, Tim.
Fuck you, Tim. Oi, and all, but fuck you, Tim. Okay, I have to go through all the movies that did not make it. By the way, Patreon, the website itself, app, maybe if you use that, got a little bit of an upgrade too. So,
oh, it did.
Yeah, just some like the banner. It changed the banner and kind of cleaned up the tiers and stuff a little bit. So also free. You get a free week, I think, free week trial on there as well. So take advantage of that. Rob, you do not know how to work Patreon?
I don't have access to the Patreon.
You do have access to the Patreon. Here we go. Movies that did not make it. Let's start off with this. And I made an executive decision here. And Rob, you can get mad at me all you want because I feel like I'm about to argue with you. I feel like Carly's might finally back me up. First movie that was submitted that did not make it this week, and I left it off the voting.
What?
Was Barbie from 2023.
Why would you leave that off the voting?
Because it's not a horror movie. We've been over this before.
Barbie is a story about the horrors of the patriarchy, Mikey.
No,
they help.
If Barbie won, we might not have had to watch The Grudge.
That's fair. But still, it's not a horror, but like, stop. It's not a horror movie.
And also Barbie's amazing, so I would gladly watch it.
I was going to
again.
say, it's a great movie.
Be that as it may, I'm sure it is, but it's not a horror movie is the thing.
Who nominated Barbie?
Leah.
You know what, Leah? I'm coming around on you all of a sudden.
Damn it, Leah. I'm the one yelling it. What the hell? And then she had the nerve to post on the voting for it. What the fuck? I'm like, Leah, it's not, by the way, yeah, no, this is not a damn horror movie.
Hey, Leah, I feel your pain. I just had to do that on our movie night in Discord a week ago when my fucking movie didn't show up in the voting either.
Smokey and the Bandit is also not a horror movie.
But it is the greatest or the most important film ever made.
Again, be that as it may, it's not a horror movie. God damn it. Next one was from Spyro, and it was Infinity Pool, 2023.
That's a fucking awesome movie.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. He said a movie that he still cannot stop thinking about.
Yeah, that's a really good one. Better than The Grudge.
Yeah. Yes, yeah.
As a matter of fact, I'm interested in seeing any of these choices are worse than The Grudge. That's what I'm interested in seeing right now.
And also, the Spyro, another Australian, man.
All right, mark that down.
Yeah, I did. It was worth it. Spyro's cool as hell, man. I gotta give him an old. What was next? Oh, next was from Carly, and it was Death Game, 1977.
An awesome movie.
The fuck is that? I never heard of that.
It is so good. I wanted it to win so bad, actually, because I would love to talk about it.
All right. Well, what is it about? I've never heard of it either.
So, without giving away too much, it's about these two runaway girls, and they go to this rich guy's house, and his wife is out of town and his kids are out of town, and just shit hits the fan.
Okay.
It's really good.
Sounds interesting. Pretty generic concept, which is couldn't mean nothing.
It's not
but
a generic movie, and the performances are really good.
Fair. Yeah. I mean, doesn't mean anything really, but it depends on how they do it. Good concept, fun, could do a lot with it. But did they fuck it up?
I don't think they fucked it up. I think it's a really, really good movie.
Yeah, well, I'll be the judge of that.
Let me know what you think when you watch it. I think it's just, the performances make it because they're just so good and the girls are so unhinged, but.
I got a lot of other stuff to watch.
Oh, God. All right. Next movie that didn't make it was from Mystic, and it was The Hollow from 2004. I don't know if I've seen this.
That's a good question.
I've never even heard of it.
I don't know if I watched that one or not either. What year?
2004. Looks like a Headless Horseman kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. No, I've never seen this. Lord, look at that art. Looks like a piece of junk.
No, it doesn't look the strongest. But also might not mean anything.
Well, it's got Nick Carter in it.
Oh, God.
And Judge Reinhold. What the fuck is this movie?
I don't know. Next movie that did not make it is from Greg, and it's Bodies, Bodies, Bodies.
Of course, it's Bodies, Bodies, Bodies.
I would have loved for that to win, honestly. I was holding out hope. I had fingers crossed.
People have gone down this road before with really just hoping and not letting go. And sometimes it works, and sometimes they just get tired of it. Let's see what happens here first. I feel like it's going to end with Greg eventually getting this on the goddamn show.
It has
At one time, it became a bit.
I'm going to start campaigning for Bodies, Bodies on Greg's.
You just said you were going undercover for us, man. No, don't make us watch that.
What's your problem with Bodies, Bodies, Bodies? I think it's fun.
Well, it's not good. That's the problem with it. Yeah, Pete Davidson. Did you see he's spending like hundreds of thousands of dollars to have his tattoos lasered off because he had the world's worst tattoos?
He looks like Mormon now, kind of.
Well, it doesn't seem to matter for him, does it?
That's not. He still had tattoos in the SNL 50, which was weird. So I was like, his stuff must have been pre-recorded.
Well, it takes a while too. When you go in to have them lasered off, it doesn't happen. Like you have to go back repeatedly for multiple seconds.
All right, next movie that didn't make it is Amber's Raccoon from 2024 that she put up with. Amber, why?
Oh, I wish that would have won. That's a fucking masterpiece of a film.
I was so relieved, actually, when The Grudge pulled ahead of that.
Have you seen Raccoon, Carly?
No, I just didn't want to watch it, though.
It's very good. It is about a raccoon who gets high on crack and murders people. What's wrong with that?
Did that come out before or after? Well, it would have been after Cocaine Bear. We've seen animals on drugs.
Yeah, but
Nothing
we
new.
saw a bear on cocaine. We did not see a raccoon on crack.
And I wish we didn't. I've unfortunately
seen. It was good, Mikey. We had fun watching that movie. That was a good time.
No, we did not. That movie sucked. It was awful. The only positive thing out of that was I had watched it semi-recently. I wouldn't have to watch it again. So
you would have watched it again.
No, I would not have watched it again.
Yes, you would have.
Why?
Because it wasn't that recently.
It was recently enough.
It wasn't within a month, and that's always been sort of the rules within a month.
It wasn't within a month. You got to have a couple months break. You forget a movie after 2-3 months.
I forget a movie after 2-3 weeks sometimes.
Did you forget Crack within 2-3 months?
I mean, I wouldn't know well enough to sit down and talk about it without rewatching it.
Oh, I can sit down and talk about it. I still remember the things that pissed me off about that movie. I am very well versed to talk about that right now. But it didn't win. So, and plus, I would have just sat there and tore it apart. Like, I could do that for however long. That's fine. But it didn't win. The next one is Nate. His movie pick, not to make Rob happy here, is Hellbound Hellraiser 2. I like it. I wish it would have won.
I don't like that one at all. Like, the first one is okay. Like, the first one is an okay movie. It's just way overhyped. And that all the sequels are bad after that, I think.
I would have been pretty indifferent about watching that one.
Yeah, fair enough. Next one, we got two more that didn't make it, is The Black Coat's Daughter in 2015. That was from Vivi Blair.
Yeah, Oz Perkins movie that confused the shit out of me. When I've only seen it one time. It's like, it's not told in a linear fashion. And it has two actresses who look exactly the same, playing two different characters. And it's very confusing because you don't know where you are in time or which actress or character you're with at any given time.
I don't think I've ever even heard of it.
I hadn't either.
I mean, people love it. I was confused. I didn't know what was happening.
Check it out.
All right. Also, Illyria had joined the Patreon. It was like I think when voting had already started, or it was about to or something. And she had mentioned that she was going to put this movie up too, but Vivi had done it already.
Okay.
Yeah. So also worth mentioning too, the little Australian girl, Illyria, she's been threatening me with movie picks, Rob, on Discord.
Really?
Yeah. This might bode one way or another for one or both of us, maybe. So
all right. We'll see how it goes.
Just want to you see where we are. We're so battered. It's like, fuck. All right, another thing to worry about.
It was like the easiest way to get you guys.
Like, there's nothing we can do about it. We just got to sit and take it and try and navigate the best we can. I just wanted to let you know that was on the radar.
All right.
My I want to be a little nicer. I mean, I'm kind of a dick to her, but she expects me to be a dick to her. Maybe you should be a little nicer to her.
No, I think she likes me. Everybody likes me. I'm a likable guy.
Hold on a second. I got to just navigate real quick.
Bullshit.
All right. The last one that did not make it, the last movie that did not make it for this month's Patreon pick is EyeRChris. See, I just moved away from that folder and now I got to go back into it.
Hell of a deal.
Hell of a deal. Laid to Rest 2.
Thank God it wasn't that.
Have you seen 2, Carly?
Yeah.
Oh, this
I
is bad.
saw it. I remember nothing about it.
It felt like I was watching it for like 6 hours when I watched it. It was so like, ugh.
What'd you think of the first one though? The first Laid to Rest.
The first one was better than the second one for sure. The first one was like, I felt like it like looked pretty good. Like it like looked good for like it's 2000s, right? 2000 slasher.
Yeah, something like that.
And like, I thought the killer looked kind of cool and I thought the performances were fine, but it was like also I felt like it was paced kind of like slow.
Yeah.
Like, even though I felt like there was like a lot of kills and there was like a lot going on, somehow it felt like it like was drawn out.
Yeah. And that they could have left at any fucking point.
Yeah, I did. Also, I was like, who cares if there's like not a ton of gas in the car? Just get to a gas station.
Get out of there. Then worry about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, even if you get miles away and then you have to keep going on foot, like, just leave.
Yeah. What are you going to do? It's better than here? Motherfucker's a machine.
It's better than the guy that's trying to murder you every building.
All right. The movie that did make it, though, is from Tim, and it's The Grudge. This is very unfortunate timing. Rob, I initially got mad at you for this, if you remember correctly.
I know, and I don't know why. I had nothing to do. I didn't want to watch this fucking movie.
I know, but I thought, as we talked about earlier, you sometimes don't mind watching me watch movies, is the thing.
But I didn't get to watch you watch this one. I had to watch this one on my own.
That's true. That's true. But I thought, because conveniently, when this was put up, was like a day or two after we recorded. It was 2 days after we recorded, which means the Patreon stuff wasn't out yet. So I had just mentioned that like one of the worst movies that you could make me watch is The Grudge. And I was like, there's no way Tim could have heard me say that yet. Rob fucking told him. So I thought you were behind this.
All right. First of all, Tim and I aren't friends like that. Tim will plot against me just as quickly as he will you.
Understood. I don't doubt it, but I'm just saying, I thought that's what you were helping him out with.
No. And also, Tim genuinely likes this movie.
Wild.
Yeah. He really thinks this movie's scary.
Surely not.
Yeah, so that we mentioned earlier, Tim is threatening us to make this a bit like the Ring shit was for us last year. But either way, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But he's making us watch it now, so we got to deal with it right now. This was the American Grudge, is what we watched, Tim.
The American Grudge that's still in Tokyo.
Somehow, yeah. Also, Tim, since you wanted us to watch this movie, I thought it was only fair that, because you picked this, man. You picked this movie and you wanted to hear us talk about it. So I wanted to give you the most immersive experience. Rob and I had discussed it that we could possibly give you. And we wanted to bring this to life for you a little bit here. So we heard it scared you a little bit. So to give you to give you the most realistic experience, we'll play that for you every now and then for you to hear, buddy. That's what you get.
It's a little bit, but it's something.
It's all we got, goddammit. See, sometimes, Carly, in the game of spite, you got to take it a little bit,
Right.
I hope that scared him. Opening thoughts on The Grudge. Anybody want to go first?
So I hadn't seen this movie since it was in the theater. Like, I hated it coming out of the theater, and I never planned on ever watching it again. But here we are. And I knew I was in trouble when I pressed start and I saw the Ghost House Productions logo. We've talked about this before. Produced by Sam Raimi almost never equals a good movie. Directed by Sam Raimi, excellent movie probably. Produced by Sam Raimi, a nightmare. This one was no exception. This movie is my son came in and watched a little bit of it with me and he got up to leave and he said, this is a stupid movie, although it has terrifying music. And he's right about that. If there's one highlight in this movie, it is the score. I did enjoy that. I'm not going to have a whole lot of flowers for this movie, though. I may have just shot my wad right there. I don't know. This was not a fun experience watching this movie. It's not scary. and it's not good. And as we talked about last week with Greg, I think J-horror in these American J-horror remakes just aren't for me. Like, I don't like them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen this version of The Grudge. I saw the one that came out like in the 2010s that actually took place in America, I think.
Yeah, that one's bad too.
Yeah, not good. But that was my only like reference for The Grudge. And this one with the opening scene, like where he so like casually just flips off the balcony, I was like, that's kind of creepy. Maybe this will be like okay. And then it's obviously started rolling downhill.
I did take a note about that scene where he flips himself over the balcony. I was thinking about like his wife who's sitting there watching him do it. And I was like, that would wake you the fuck up, right?
Yeah.
Like you just woke up and you're all kind of groggy. And like, God, I got to get like 3 cups of coffee before I get going today. Holy shit, I'm awake. You know?
Yeah. Well, she was also, it was crazy because she was kind of being like flirty because she was like, oh, why'd you leave the bed so early? Or you're up early or whatever. And then he just like looks back and then looks out the balcony and just like tumbles over it.
Yeah, that could give you a complex, I would think.
I would definitely have some sort of complex. Yeah.
Yeah. Therapy would be needed.
I would have to talk that through with somebody.
You know, it's weird enough. I noted that too. And I noted even before that where, you know, they have all this stuff coming up in the beginning. And one of the quotes in there was actually very strong. And you could do so much with going into a paranormal movie about the Grudge, which is, you know, kind of a curse and all that stuff behind it, because this is a remake. And obviously we have to take Ju-on and all those things into consideration because that's what it's based off of. They American movied it up to like, you know, be marketable, and they put that green film all over the fucking thing, and it's supposed to make a lot of money because The Ring made a lot of money. Yeah, this movie sucked. But the quote, when someone dies in a grip of powerful rage, a curse is born. That's so strong. And I was like, man, you know, having seen The Grudge and knowing what it is and what it's supposed to be and the concept of it, you could do so much pulling off of that. Like, that's genius to use. And that opening scene with the balcony, I was like, that is some crazy shit right there. And it was done so like, it was so simple. There wasn't a lot said. The cinematography wasn't crazy. It kind of looked, you know, quote, real, you know, like a real situation. I was like, dude, how did the movie so bad start so strong? You know, and it's just clutter entirely.
The one note I took about the quote at the beginning, because they show that in text on the screen, they didn't need that. Because later, the fucking detective says exactly the same thing. Like, why put it on the screen now? When we don't need that information? We get it from the detective when he says the exact same thing later in the movie when we actually need that information. It was a weird choice.
I mean, I'm sure they went into it thinking people looked into it, the Grudge and the original and everything. Like, I don't think they were presenting this as, you know, anything new. Kind of like The Ring. The Ring didn't, and when it hit in America, they really didn't harken back to the original too much. They kind of tried to make it their own thing. I mean, if I remember correctly, I was however old when The Ring came out, but that's what I remember. And they embraced that.
I know fuck all about Ju-on. I've never even seen it.
Me either. I refuse to.
Yeah, me either.
Speaking of The Ring and all that stuff, and obviously it's been talked about a lot lately, and compared to a lot, I looked up, looking for a poster of this thing, for an image, and I looked up The Grudge something, and the first image that came up on Google Images is Samara. Yeah. And like everybody knows how this was pretty much the next cash cow from J-horror to come over after the success of The Ring. I had someone stream tabbed and not muted, and they came back to their computer, and it scared the shit out of me. Anyway. Yeah. So where was I going with that? Yeah. It's just, it didn't, these movies aren't it, man. Like, it's just between the two with The Ring, I would give it to The Ring over The Grudge by far, because at least they did Samara well. My biggest issue with this movie and why it fails as hard as it does is I just can't be scared of a bluish green little boy.
All right. First of all, don't disrespect Cat Ghost like that. Cat Ghost has made a return. He's made a return to the show after a long absence.
Yes.
I actually had the exact opposite note, Mikey. One of the things I was going to say in my wrap up is, as much as I dislike this movie, it is better than The Ring.
No, it's not.
The The Ring was, and I called it this on the episode. The Ring was research the movie. It was fucking boring. Nothing was happening.
This was boring too.
I wasn't bored in this movie. I never got bored. There's one brief research thing where she Googles something or punches it into Yahoo News or whatever the fuck was happening at the time. Huh. But that's the only research we see in the movie. This movie is moving forward. It's just stupid. Like, it's not boring. It's just dumb. Like, the things they think are scary in this movie aren't. They're mostly just kind of funny.
Well, hold on. I want to get Carly's thoughts on that. But speaking of scary, Tim, are you still listening, Tim? Tim, it's a roller coaster. Carly, do you agree with Rob on that? Were you bored?
I was bored.
Thank you.
Yeah, I thought it, like how I said earlier about whichever movie I brought up that I felt like I was watching for 6 hours. That is also how I felt like this. I felt like it was on for so long.
More bored than if you were watching The Ring, which is just watching Naomi Watts read things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, somehow, yeah.
I like Naomi Watts and I'll watch her do just about anything, but that movie is boring.
I think that like this one just pissed me off so bad. Like, I think at least like The Ring is more interesting to me. I disagree. And again, I don't think this is a good movie, but I enjoyed it more than The Ring. Like, it's a low fucking bar to get over. Right.
But at least this one is moving forward. I like the structure of this movie and how it sort of branches off and we see sort of things happening from different perspectives and things. There are a few things that I did like about this movie. Most of it sucked. The biggest failing of this movie, like I said, is that it thinks it's being scary and it's just making me laugh because it's so stupid. Yeah, I mean, the sound that terrifies scary. Tim, they do that about 1,000 times in the movie and it stops being even remotely creepy and it's just funny and then annoying. The attempts at jump scares when things just jump up are laughably bad.
They're hardly even jump scares because like at least 10 seconds before exactly what you're going to see.
Yeah. Yeah. They're really bad attempts at jump scares in this movie, but I think sort of fundamentally it's better than The Ring. And I think that they had something that they could have worked with to maybe make a good movie. It's just not, they didn't execute it right.
It's just,
I don't think that the story is bad necessarily, but the way they did it is just stupid.
Yeah. I think like the story points, like on its like basic bones are fine. The whole movie is just like you said, it's not scary. I also noted, because you brought up the score earlier, I actually noted that I hated the score and the sound design in this.
I didn't mind. I thought the score was actually the highest point of the movie. Like I really thought they did a good job with the music.
The actual like music was fine. It was more the sound design that I hated. Like it was like at some points I felt like the like classic like horror movie sounds that they were putting under things to like quote unquote like build suspense or tension were like so loud and so like poorly done that it like took me out of the movie completely. Like it annoyed me how much they were like how bad the sound design was.
I mean, I didn't notice that. So I guess I could say it didn't bother me. Sound design is one of those things. I say this about scores a lot too. Most of the time, a really good score, I don't notice it, at least the first time I watch a movie. I'm not really supposed to notice it. It's there to enhance, not to stand out.
Yeah.
And sound design is kind of the same thing. And I didn't notice any problems with it. The only time I really notice sound design is because there's so many movies now where they get really loud and then really quiet, then really loud. And I'm constantly having to ride the remote, the fucking volume button on that thing. And I didn't have to do that in this movie. So that didn't bother me.
Yeah. I don't know. I like hated it.
Damn.
One thing that did bother me, though, there's something, and I don't know if you guys noticed this or have any idea what it is. There's something about the way this movie looks that really sucks. And it's not the way it's shot. It's shot fine. It's literally the quality of the picture.
Yeah, mine was like a little like grainy almost.
Yeah, but not. It's weird because we've seen movies that are grainy on purpose, right?
Yeah.
And they look all right because that's what they're trying to do. It's like this is accidentally grainy looking. And it's bad.
Yeah, it did not. I also picked up on that. I wrote that down somewhere too.
Yeah, and I couldn't quite figure out. I don't know what the issue was, but yeah, it just looked bad. And I didn't know if it was the transfer that I watched, because I just watched whatever was free on Amazon.
Mm-hmm, same.
Yeah.
Me too.
So yeah, I don't know if it was the transfer or if that's how the movie has always looked. I don't know, but it looked really bad.
Yeah, it was weird.
You would think it wouldn't look bad on Amazon.
Right.
You know?
But
you would think.
Yeah.
But who knows? Yeah. It's hard to find anything good about this movie. And kind of what you were saying earlier, Rob. Yeah, The Ring was a lot of research, but this movie achieved boredom in such a different way. You know, like yeah, there wasn't a lot of research in this thing, but yet and still, I was still bored. And I never thought I would say this, but it kind of sort of a little bit makes me want to watch Ju-on, because I would probably watch Ringu before I watch The Ring. I kind of want to know. You know what I mean? Like, did they really miss a lot of important points of this story? And could that have made it better? Because if they were doing something interesting throughout this time, maybe we're at least having a little bit of a different story, maybe. But I don't know. I don't know if they were even be able to achieve that off of the source material. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen it. So yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, I didn't find this boring. I just found it stupid. You know,
I found it both.
It was I thought it was so boring.
And then there's a lot of stuff that just doesn't make sense. And so maybe that's explained better in Ju-on. I don't know, because from what we see in the movie, we're led to believe that a family moves into this house. They find what they think is just a little boy, right? They don't know it's a ghost. And then they shove it in a closet and tape the closet closed.
Yeah. And he's like crazy corporeal.
Yeah, like what kind of fucking answer is that to the problem? I think like calling the police, trying to find the boy's parents, something makes a lot more sense than that.
Yeah.
The ghosts in this are so strange and they look awful. Like it just looks like someone put on like Party City, like makeup kit paint.
Oh yeah, that little boy, the little ghost boy looks like literally like they just dumped like some baby powder on him or something.
Yeah, so bad. I feel like 2004, it's not going to be perfect, but it looks so bad.
When people say that movie, and speaking of, Vivi's one of them, is like, oh, The Grudge is scary, and it scared me when I watched. She watched it with me today in Discord. Even she was like, this is not as scary as I remember. And I'm like, yeah, dude, like, I don't know how you thought it was scary at all, but I don't see how an adult, like, okay, if you're looking back and you've seen this at whatever age, and Vivi's like my age, so it's not like she could have seen it too young. You know what I mean? So looking back to then, understandable, fine. But I don't know how a grown adult can watch this and say it's scary. I don't understand from the sound. I get it. I've heard it. It's fucking dumb. I don't want to hear it. It's stupid. It's not scary. It's more funny than anything in the world.
But the ghost meows, Mike.
The ghost does meow.
The little boy ghost meows.
So fucking stupid.
So now we're looking at dumb, boring, and not scary, like comically not scary. And not even in like the, comedy horror, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, like those type of things. Not even in that kind of vein. Like, we think this is scary kind of vein. Like, what?
Yeah.
So now, what are we sitting with now? I don't get it. Not a story that makes no sense.
Yeah, it's not a good movie. And I think this is one of those movies that people, because a lot of people heap praise on this movie still. And I think those are a lot of people who watched this when they were teenagers and thought it was really scary and haven't seen it since. You know what I mean?
How?
I feel like
if I was 16 and I watched this, it might freak me out a little bit. But now it's just like goofy.
Even then, it shouldn't creep you out at 16. Even then.
No, I could see some 15, 16-year-old kid watching it and being creeped out by it, but
I cannot.
But certainly I'm not bothered by it at all. I wasn't bothered by it when it came out.
There's just so much wrong with it.
I wanted to see something real quick. Not to keep comparing the two, but oh wow, that's actually interesting. The Grudge. I just looked it up on Rotten Tomatoes. Fuck Rotten Tomatoes. For the record, like it's not like I'm sitting here acting like they're, but it's just for curiosity. The tomato meter on this thing is 40%. Popcorn meter is 46. Popcorn meter is the audience score, right? And That's still too high. It's lower than I thought it would be.
Yeah, that actually is lower than I expected it to be, because I do hear people say that they really like this movie. And I don't like, I disagree with you guys about it being boring, but I still don't think it's good either way, boring or not. This is not good.
Yeah.
No. But listen to this discrepancy. I looked up The Ring just to be fair. And it's hard to, as far as like the content of the movies, I'm not comparing the two, but you know, for how they were brought over, the marketing purposes and the time frame is, you know, a pretty good bar to set them both at. But
these two movies will forever be linked.
Yeah.
Right. Like, it's just because the sort of the American J horror remakes, and these are sort of the first like two big ones that came out. Like, yeah, they're forever linked.
They even had the Ring versus the Grudge movie.
Yeah.
Which we had to watch.
Yeah. Sudoku versus Cat Ghost.
Kayako and the little boy and oh my God, what's the girl from Samar? They're all the same like type of ghost in Japanese like fiction too, right?
Too.
They're like onryos.
Yeah.
I thought so.
Pretty much.
Fuck, I don't know. I'm no anthropologist over here. I don't know.
But the tomato meter for The Ring is 71%. The popcorn meter, though, is 48.
Is that was higher than The Grudge?
By 2%. The Grudge was 46. So audiences are around the same area with this thing.
Yeah.
They're definitely like comparable.
Yeah, but it's also like, have we seen, I mean, I'm sure it's not the largest range, but that's a pretty big range between 71% and 48. Like, that's very interesting. At least
it's a big, yeah.
Yeah. The Grudge, and at least there was a 4% difference between audience and critics.
Yeah. Typically, when you see that big a difference between the critics and the audience, it's the critics love it and audiences hate it.
Well, yeah. That's what the numbers say, Rob.
Yeah. It's weird, though, that for this movie, you would think it would be the other way around. Like, I would think critics would dislike it and the audience would like it more.
Do you guys have anything else? I honestly, too, like, that was the thing. This isn't even like a bad movie to where you can sit, because it's all the same shit. One thing I haven't brought up yet is pretty much the last thing I have to say about the damn thing, personally. The hair is not scary. I'm sorry.
The hair is not scary.
No, it's kind of gross, but it's not scary. Yeah. It's kind of gross, I guess.
But it's not even like, you know, Terrifier gross or nothing. You know, it's like, I don't want to look at this gross because it's gross.
It's just like,
you know, the one scare that I thought might still work, because it's really the one that I remembered from seeing this movie all those years ago in the theater, was when she's washing her hair and the hand comes out, you know?
It didn't look that good, though.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look that good. And it didn't, like, I was like, all right, whatever. Like, it didn't have any impact at all. Like, I was like, okay. And I thought maybe that one would work, but no.
So I had like a couple notes about like the actual like ghosts themselves. They show like the like main ghost way too early. Like, they show her like at the very beginning with the house cleaner and the caretaker, which I was also like, if I hear some crazy like bumping around in a house that I don't even own, I'm not peeping my head up in the attic. That's like crazy. I would never do that.
Yeah.
But
they do that throughout the movie. That fucking professor sees that guy or that little boy like fall backwards in the window, and he goes into the house. Like, there's no fucking way I'm doing that. I'm getting the fuck out of there.
Yeah, no. You know, like alerting the authorities or something, but not going.
I don't want anybody to even know I was there. What if that little boy's dead? They're going to think I killed him. Instead, he goes in the house. Now you're in there holding a dead boy. Like, fuck that.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not smart. Is that they like just showing the ghost so early? I just think it was so bad. Like, it made it so much like less scary than it like maybe could have had potential to be.
Yeah. I mean, that is a problem. I think if you're gonna do that sort of, I guess, kill or whatever we'll call it, you got to do it without showing the ghost somehow.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
There's no like suspense or like mystery. Like, I feel like that's the only reason like ghost movies are like kind of scary up to the point you see the demon, because once you see the demon or the ghost, they just normally look like they're out of Party City, so it gets less scary. Like, once you've seen it.
Yeah, and the suspense that you build up internally in your own head for it, you know? Like it's just
the unknown is like scary. That's like such an easy, like one of the easiest tactics to use in horror. Yeah. And they just like intentionally don't do it at all. Like there's no like, oh God, like what is in the house?
Yeah. They worked against themselves entirely. I feel like they thought they had more than they did.
Yeah.
100%.
It was also like it was like they looked at a list of like what not to do in a horror movie and then like decided to do it.
Yeah. In creating a horror movie on top of it too. Yeah. Great point. Yeah. Real quick though, I did think the hand thing looked good though. Honestly,
really?
It looked good to me. Yeah.
It wasn't like impactful. Like I almost like could have missed it.
I thought it was subtle enough. And that's kind of what made it a little creepy to me. Because it's like you almost couldn't tell if it was in her head or like, you know, like it just looked so. I liked it. I don't think it was impactful as far as like, you know, because it was talked about a lot when the movie came out. You know, it was.
I think that was one of the posters or something for it, wasn't it?
That's what I was going to say. When I think of The Grudge, I think of like the black hair and then like the hand coming out of the back of the head.
Yeah. Yeah. Like that was. So I don't think it was, you know, it's not that good. But I think it looked pretty good considering how awful everything else looked. Honestly, like that was the best they did.
It just like, I feel like when I pictured that scene or like saw screen caps of it, like growing up, it looked so much cooler than it was. And then I saw it on screen and I was like, that, like, I could have just completely forgotten about it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to argue it too much. Like, it wasn't that good to where, you know, I can sit and fucking trumpet it or anything. Well, yeah, that's all I did. Do you guys have anything else to mention about The Grudge?
I do have one more thing about Kayako that like really bothered me.
Okay.
Who was that?
I hate when she's the female ghost. So like the mom ghost. Okay. I hate when like a ghost or like a demon like in a movie doesn't really have like any like rules that they operate within, like in their universe, like where like if it's a certain type of haunting, like the ghost has to only be like in that location, like a residual haunting or like a poltergeist or like the really violent ones. But like Kayako and her son, like from all we know, they're not demons. They're just like ghosts of like people that used to be alive. And they can like attach themselves to people. Like they show up in her office and that like pissed me off because I was like, Kayako doesn't have like any like universal like rules that like her existence would have to like operate under.
You're right. There is a strong lack of rules for this movie. And that is something, especially in a supernatural movie, that you need to establish. I need to know what this entity, whatever it is, can do, what they can't do. And at some point, I need to learn how you defeat them. And I don't think we learned any of that in this movie.
Not at all. Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, if something was like actually that powerful, then like everyone in the world, like the world would be over if there were things this powerful that existed and could kill people. So it just like doesn't make sense. Like it made me like so mad. Like when she showed up in the office, killing people in the house. Okay, whatever. But like the showing up in like the sister's office and stuff, I was like, so like what does like Kayako operate under? So that ticked me off.
It's hard to. This movie cannot be summed up easily. The downfalls of it, you know, like it's just never ending. It's never ending.
Was anybody impressed by any performance or anything given this? Like it's all kind of bland, right?
It was all like lackluster.
Yeah. Like I don't think anyone was like, I don't think anybody was bad, but nobody like stands out as having done anything spectacular with their performance or anything. Like
no one was winning any awards.
Yeah,
anything going on in there.
It just exists, and there's talent in the cast, right? I mean, Bill Pullman's in there. Michelle Gellar's she's Sarah Michelle Gellar,
right.
But she's there. She can do good work sometimes, I guess. But nobody's doing anything special in this movie. It just kind of exists.
Yeah, I also like know why the movie was all like they did the remake and it was all like white people, but the whole like every time they would introduce a character, I was like, why are all these white people in Tokyo and why are all these white people going to the same house?
Right, there were so many white people in Tokyo.
Like I was like, what is going? Because she was just like in a grad program, but then she's like has to. I was like, you're having to do so much explaining as to like why all these white people are in Tokyo. Where if you just sort of cast like Japanese American actors and just have them speak English, it would like, then I wouldn't have to think about why are all these white people like ending up at this one house like in Japan.
And that's the weirdest part, man, because they, like I said, they seem to embrace that, you know, yeah, the Ring happened and everything, but we're a real J horror movie and we're just making an American one. But they embrace that so much. And for them to drop the ball in those areas like they did was so weird to see. Like those are the things you should get right. Those are the no-brainers.
Yeah.
That's where you start. That's the foundation. And you fucked that up. And it just went from there. Honestly. I don't know. Very, very weird movie. But it does show you how far the film industry will go to try and just push something out to make money. And this is a cash grab, is what it was, essentially.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, Rob, you worked really hard on gathering the facts for this thing, right?
Diligently worked very hard to find some trivia on this movie.
Yeah. Hold on. Real quick, I got to make sure Tim is still listening. Tim, are you excited to hear the facts about this terrifying movie, Tim? Okay. Sorry, Rob.
Budget's estimated at $10 million. Worldwide gross $187.2 million.
Damn.
Yeah, they made a fuck ton of money.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
It is sad to report there is no Danza in this movie.
God, fuck you. Why?
Well, hold on. There's a little bit of controversy here because the resource that I go to check the Danzas has no Danza listed. However, there is an actress in this movie who appears to play the character of Yoko. Her name is Yoko, sort of. It's an O with a line over it, and I don't know what that means. So I don't know if it's pronounced the same or not. So there's maybe a potential Danza in this movie.
How do you even know that?
I looked it up.
You went that far. You had to cross-reference shit.
Yeah.
To find this information.
I take the important stuff seriously, Mikey.
Did you do that on your own, or was this a little pigeon that dropped off a note for this?
I might drop off no notes about this stupid fucking movie. I looked at it and I was like, that doesn't seem right. I bet there's somebody. And I looked through the cast list and there is a character named Yoko played by a character Y-O with a line over it, K-O. Now, I don't know if that's pronounced Yoko, though, is the thing, because I don't know what that line over the O means.
Unbelievable.
So it's a little bit of controversy here, but we're gonna go because the database that I normally looks at officially says no Danza, so we're gonna say no Danza. All right.
Database.
Yeah.
You have a Tony Danza database. I
don't have one. It exists. I found it. I didn't find it actually.
It was a database.
It was pointed out to me by someone.
Oh, I have no idea what he's talking about. I have no fucking clue.
It took me like a while to figure out what the Danza meant. And then at one point you said explicitly that it was like when an actor plays a character with their same name. And I was like, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
It took me a few times.
Tony has to play a character named Tony in like everything. But yeah, but there's a website that catalogs all this stuff for different movies, Mikey. And it was pointed out to me by a concerned listener. All right. Are you ready to move on?
Sure.
Okay.
This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm spending my time doing 3 o'clock in the morning.
Unlike the other Japanese horror remakes like The Ring, Dark Water, Pulse, and One Missed Call, this was the only film out of all the others to actually remain in Japan instead of moving the story to America. We just talked about that, though. It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
You have to end up having to explain a lot more.
Yeah. Before filming, the cast and crew went through a ceremony where they were blessed so that nothing bad could happen to them for the filming.
God forbid. All that hair laying around. Who knows what?
And I want to turn this into a cursed film, apparently.
That's got to be bullshit, right?
I don't know.
I'm not seeing how they could get cursed if it wasn't like, unless they were like filming on like a burial ground.
Yeah.
They're using like real skulls or something.
There are cursed movies like that, though. I mean, you've heard all the stories about The Exorcist, right? They had a fucking ton of shit happen on that set.
Right, but look what they were playing with. You know, like
the set burning down at one point.
Didn't a ton of shit happen on Poltergeist too?
We don't remember because it's Poltergeist.
The one girl died, right? The one.
I think like bad things happened to like a lot of the cast members.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. The character of, and I don't know how to pronounce this name. Maybe you guys do. Is it Toshio?
Yeah, I think that's would be
Okay.
like the
The
English.
character of Toshio is almost always found with his cat. In real life, the boy who plays Toshio was terrified of cats.
Oh, that
Yeah,
sucks.
poor little kid. You got to be covered in baby powder and play with a cat when you're terrified of them. Although the house was built entirely on a soundstage, the actors and cast still had to take their shoes off to enter to be respectful.
Good Lord.
And finally, this film received 1 star out of 4, and it was included on Roger Ebert's most hated list.
It should be.
Fair enough.
It should be.
That is the trivia for The Grudge.
All right. Fucking Tim. You guys ready to score this thing? Do you have a score prepared, Mr. Humphrey?
Yeah.
Important on time.
I'll be honest with you. This is a higher score than I thought I was going to give this movie, mostly because I knew that the score had to be higher than the score that I gave The Ring. I think they missed the mark largely on this movie. It's not scary. It is kind of funny though. A lot of the scares that they think are going to be scary, I just kind of ended up chuckling at. The performances are sort of whatever they are. The film looks like garbage. I don't know what all that graininess was about, but I did like the score, and I think the bare bones of a good story are there, but they completely botched it. I gave it a 3.2.
Wow.
Okay. All right. Well, score's wrong. This movie, okay, when you make, whether it's a remake or, like nowadays we deal with a lot of sequels 20 years later, same vein as far as what I'm saying.
Dude,
When
maybe they'll do a sequel to this and bring back the legacy characters.
Let's just cross our fingers that they won't.
Very, very point. But yeah, whenever you're going to do that, you have to, yes, you get the benefit of the name. Not that Ju-on was a huge name here, but it rose in popularity after The Ring, and people started looking into a lot of J-horror, at least here in America. There was a boom for it at that time, and they got the benefit from that. And you're going to also have to take the criticism of not being able to stick the landing on. You have to, I feel like that has to weigh heavily because you got a lot of benefits that weighed heavily towards you on this. And especially since this was a full on fucking cash grab, in my opinion, I don't feel bad giving them that burden. So, you didn't hit the mark with carrying on the name of a franchise because I feel like you probably made it worse. I don't feel like Ju-on could be worse than this by a lot of miles, And the fact that it's an original story gives a little credit to, or at least, the first film to do it. Yeah. And it was just bad. It wasn't scary. When you have your antagonist of the film joke, appearance wise, I can't give you really much of anything. This is a 1. And I give it a 1 because they did have work was put into the movie. Like it was a high budget movie. A lot of work went into behind the scenes of this thing. Cinematography for its time wasn't horrid, even though it looked weird. But, jobs were done well in certain areas, and I don't want to give it a 0, but here we are at a fucking 1. That's what The Grudge gets. I hate these fucking movies. This is like, I know I give a lot of shit to a lot of movies on this show. I fucking hate these Grudge movies. I'm not going to lie. Honestly, it's, I don't know what I hate more, the Grudge movies or The Conjuring. Honestly, not to dig that back up.
Definitely better than this.
The way to find out might be, Mikey, if we watch all the Grudge movies and watch all the Conjuring movies, and we can compare.
Why do you say things like that?
Have the Conjuring and the Grudge go band for band.
No, let's not do that. No. But yeah, 1, man. I know it's a rookie round number, but look, that's where I'm at. Carly, you have a score prepared for The Grudge.
Yes. I mean, everything said, obviously I loved it. No, I mentioned earlier, I felt like it was super boring. And for that reason, it felt like it was on for like 6 hours. Like I felt like I was like, this movie is never going to end. The ghosts obviously look terrible. They introduced them way too early. There's no like building of suspense. I hated the sound design, but I did think the opening scene was kind of its saving grace. Cause if it could have kept that like eeriness and like ambiance up, it might have actually been at least creepy. But I gave it a 2.3.
Damn. Rob loves the Grudge.
I'm the biggest Grudge fan in the house.
You are. Yeah, I was actually really shocked when you said that. I thought you were going to go really low.
It's very rare that I have the highest score on a movie. It just doesn't seem to happen that often. And it is kind of astonishing that I have the highest score on the Grudge.
And when you do, you're usually wrong.
That is not true.
I frankly didn't think I was going to hate it so much. I was going in with a pretty open mind.
I mean, look, okay, I can't say that I went. I'm going to be honest here. I knew I was going to be in for a miserable time. I just knew it. Like, I hate these movies. I fucking hate them. I've seen them a bunch of times. They're like, I knew where I was going to stand, and I wasn't wrong. Like, and honestly, there's always, when I go in watching it for the show, I do enjoy watching movies when we don't have to talk about it on here a lot, because I got to pay attention to things. But like, yeah, there's at least ways in this movie for me to think differently about a certain aspect, like maybe the effects, maybe the story, maybe, something. I could find something, because you do go into these, especially knowing you hate them, trying to have some type of, positivity somewhere. You're looking for it. Nothing, man. Nothing. That shower scene, that was it. That's all I had the whole movie. Gave it all I had.
It was not good. I was like going into it really like open. Like I was like, I don't know if I'm going to like it or hate it or it's going to be okay. And it did not turn out well.
No, it did not. No, it did not.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I loved it.
It was brilliant, actually. I think probably on the rewatch, a lot of things are going to click.
Yeah.
The rewatch?
Yeah. I might watch it again tomorrow, thinking it deserves another chance.
Doing that all on your own, homegirl.
What's the final score on this one?
Yeah, I was going to say this one just squeaked by Slasher Radio approval, which is a 7.5. This one, The Grudge, totals out a 2.2.
So close.
So close. So close.
It was just right there. This
is the lowest movie. We haven't done a movie in a while with, all the slashy stuff going on. But Spiral is that average to a 2.1. And okay, it's fucked up. Like, we really watch a shitter every so often there. Like, it happens more often than it should. I was like, you know what? How long has it been since we had a score this low? Like, not long at all.
Yeah,
really.
Last time we did a movie,
yeah.
Which was also a Patreon pick, by the way.
I don't know. I always put up brilliant movies for the Patreon pick, and no one ever seems to vote for them.
Because they hate us, Carly. That's the problem. That means you're doing the right thing. You're putting up good movies. Nobody wants us to enjoy ourselves and watch anything good. Nobody wants to watch the fucking Grudge. Oi, Tim. God damn it.
I just always put up movies that I want to hear other people's opinions on, because I have opinions on them.
I wish more people were like you.
Share.
I do wish more people were like you, Carly.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I wish everybody was like me.
Holy shit, would we be in for something?
Hey, God, my mouth.
All right, patreon.com/Slasher Radio. Tier starting at $3 a month. Thank you again to everybody who signed up, re-signed up, all that stuff. I think, I can't remember correctly, but I'm 90% sure this is the most patrons we've had since starting the Patreon. So that's a great thing. And like I said earlier, free week, all that stuff. Go check it out. Next week is no, not the slashes. Next week starts Murder Madness tournament. We're going to be doing it for 4 weeks. Like I said earlier, we're cooking up something. We haven't quite finalized it yet, but we do have a little bit of a twist to Murder Madness this year. Should be interesting. A lot of people are going to get mad at us. It's just what's going to happen.
That's every year when we do the fucking tournament.
Yeah. People.
Honestly, it's every week when we record this fucking show, but it seems to intensify every year when we do the tournament.
What's scary too is now the ability to comment directly on the episodes is really going to spice up our Patreon, the mailbag from the patrons. I think coming up, it's better than our iTunes review. We had someone in our iTunes review once, Carly, bitching about a Murder Madness pick. Like it goes that deep, apparently.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. You must have done something really wrong, because I've never felt emboldened enough to have to leave an iTunes review on anything.
Yeah, that's the problem. A lot of people don't. We got that one too. Look at us motivating people. Jason went out in the first round of Murder Madness tournament, but he went out to Pinhead.
Okay, well, that's ridiculous.
Thank you, Carly. That's what I said.
Yeah, that's absurd. Why would that happen? Who let that slide?
We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about it. It was a very hard decision. All right. We're not going to talk about it. All All right. Yeah. So that's going on starting next week. That's going to be a 3 to 4 week thing, maybe a 4 week thing.
I think it usually goes like 4 weeks, I think.
Yeah. I can never remember. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I try to block out Murder Madness stuff.
Because the first round takes 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
that's true.
We do sort of the middle section, and then we usually have like the final 4 as like one episode.
Yep. We have a panel on, all that stuff. Yep. Follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Blue Sky, TikTok, anything. I don't know. It's just @/radio. If you see it, hit the follow thing on there. I'm at Mikey's Dead. And also, let us not forget, this episode brought to you by our friend Tim. Go check out the Dummies of Horror. Tim, thank you for making us watch this amazing movie, Tim. Thank you. I cannot thank you enough. Rob, where are they finding you?
You can find me on Blue Sky. You can find me on Instagram at RadioRob123. You can listen to the other show that I do, the Nick fucking Woo Cage Cast. We just released our episode on Snowden, and coming up, we will be talking about the USS Indianapolis Men of Courage.
Hell of a deal. I checked that today, by the way. I'm only one episode off on the Nick Cage. Yeah, only one. Yeah, one episode behind. Probably soon to be 2, I'd imagine. All right, Carly, thank you so much for joining us.
Of course.
It was a blast. I'm kind of upset you didn't end up stabbing Rob.
I'm sorry.
But let everybody know where they can check you out, find you, anything you got going on, we want to do.
Definitely not
I'm
on
banned
Twitter.
on Twitter right now. But normally I'm on there. Carly is not funny. Blue Sky is the same thing. And then I'm on Instagram, but y'all don't have to go over there. Yeah.
Fair enough. Is your Blue Sky banned?
No. I've only used it like twice so far. But this Twitter ban, I think I'm going to start using it a little more.
I was going to be banned on Blue Sky soon.
No, I won't be as hostile on Blue Sky. X is or Twitter or whatever is the only place.
Fair enough. All right. Thank you very much for joining us, though, Carly. It was a blast. We appreciate it.
Thank you for trusting me to be on your show.
Put that Rob on here. Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we can beep anything we want.
Beep everything that I say.
Rob
that would be hilarious if you just beeped every single time she talked.
Would be kind of funny. A lot of work, though. All right. Yeah. We'll see you guys for Murder Madness next week. Good night.
Good night.
Fuck you, Tim.
Yeah, fuck you, Tim. God damn it. I really hope this Grudge thing doesn't go any further.
I don't know if I got it in me.
All the best with Slasher Radio Podcast.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.